Welcome to this assignment. Today, we're covering the second part of Chapter 5, starting with rapist typologies on page 184. Please read the chapter carefully. Hickey provides a lot of valuable information. Studies show that about 75% of convicted rapists have histories of crimes like burglary. Burglary is often linked to paraphilic interests, especially when offenders steal items as souvenirs from victims' homes. Sometimes, these burglaries are motivated more by sexual fantasy than theft, and some offenders escalate to rape. These predictor crimes are strongly associated with later sexual assault. Offenders who target both adults and children tend to score much higher on psychopathy scales, such as the PCLR, than those who target only children. Hickey explains a system developed by Nicholas Groth, which classifies rapists based on motivation. Power rapists seek control and dominance through the sexual act. Anger rapists are driven by rage and use excessive violence to inflict pain. Not all rapists fit neatly into these categories, but this typology is widely used in law enforcement and psychology. The relationship between rapist and victim adds another layer. There are 4 main relational types. 1. Marital rape, the rapist is the spouse. 2. Courtship rape, a person forces a known acquaintance into sex during a dating or pursuing phase. 3. Confidence/blitz rape, the offender gains the victim's trust or surprises them. 4. Stranger rape, the victim and offender do not know each other. Juror bias can impact rape cases, especially when victim behavior is scrutinized. Professor Reese recalls a case where a confessed rapist was acquitted. Jurors believed he was guilty but felt the victim had somehow facilitated the act due to their prior relationship. The Massachusetts Treatment Center (MTC) typology classifies rapists into 4 broad types. 1. Displaced aggression rapist. 2. Compensatory rapist. 3. Sexually aggressive rapist. 4. Impulsive rapist. Research has expanded these into 9 subtypes, including opportunistic, sadistic, angry, sexualized, and vindictive offenders, with varying levels of social competence. These detailed profiles help refine our understanding, but too many subtypes can also complicate profiling. Some paraphilias associated with sexual crimes include sadism, pleasure from inflicting pain; masochism, pleasure from receiving pain; scatologia, sexual arousal from obscene phone calls; scopophilia, voyeurism, spying for sexual gratification; somnophilia, arousal from watching someone sleep, common in hot burglaries. More are listed in your text. Be sure to review the paraphilia classification section. Many sexual predators form distorted, fantasy-based relationships with victims, similar in structure to how healthy relationships begin, but without consent or empathy. These are called relational paraphilic attachments, RPAs, and are often rooted in obsessive fantasies. A dominant paraphilia usually drives the offender's behavior. Some paraphilias involve little contact, while others, like sadism or pedophilia, require direct interaction. Offenders with violent paraphilias often display high levels of psychopathy. Sexual homicide includes crimes like rape murders, lust killings, killings to destroy evidence after sex. Sexual killers often target strangers, prostitutes, students, hitchhikers, etc. Ted Bundy is a well-known example. Lust killing, also called erotophonophilia, involves intense sexual arousal linked to violence and murder. These offenders crave control, often mutilate victims, and may engage in necrophilia. In some cases, the desire for control is so intense that the killing itself becomes secondary to the fantasy. While most fantasies are harmless, serial offenders use fantasy as a tool for control and violence. Their fantasies often revolve around total domination, and in some cases, the victim's death is less satisfying than the imagined power. Serial killers often leave unique signatures, verbal or physical acts that reflect their psychological needs. These signatures, also called calling cards, help identify repeat offenders. For example, a serial rapist might force a victim to beg or say they're enjoying the assault. This act satisfies the offender's fantasy, not just the crime itself. You'll find a list of common signatures on page 216 of your textbook. Professor Reese reminds you, read the book, and as always, have a great day.